Hi, my name is Wes Ivers, and I prefer just to be called Wes. I am from Spokane, Washington. I've lived here all but 3 or 4 years of my life. My parents are from Salt Lake City, Utah, and yeah, they're from Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm taking this class because I'd like to further my understanding of the world. I've already graduated, softly considering going back to school, and I'm just trying to be a better person. I'm taking this class online because I work 8 to 5 and it wasn't offered at night. I'm clearly white. I guess Irish, but white. And I've just always been white and raised in Spokane. It's kind of normal, and that's how I know that I'm white. And I can't say that there was ever a time where I learned that is who I was, because it is, the default around here. It is just who normal people are, I guess. Even though that's really closed-minded way to think of it, when you're in first grade or kindergarten and first meeting other people outside of your family. Yeah. And, first grade is when I first learned that there were other races that I can remember. And I didn't really learn anything about them. The only girl was Hawaiian, and she had been adopted by white parents, so she didn't really know anything about her race or connect to it. She was just, a different color, and it didn't seem to matter that much at that age. And yeah, I went to Costa Rica for a couple weeks when I was in second grade, and a lot of that is locale. They eat differently, they speak a different language and everything like that, but that really has nothing to do with their race in America. That happens to do with where they live. So I wouldn't say that I learned anything about race or racism until I moved out of Spokane for a couple years. And I lived in Tacoma for a little bit, and that city is very racially divided, and it was very different. As far as anything unique that applies to my race, is definitely like the privilege that we have. Like, it's just, we have it in spades, to the point where we don't even notice that we have it, which is wonderful, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty wonderful growing up. As an adult, there are some harsh realities. Not everyone has had such a charmed life, and skate by so easily. But yeah, and privilege is the thing that we really, really have. As far as something that people expect from me that they probably don't expect from other ethnic groups, I have heard white people say really, really terrible shit. Really terrible things about people of other races that they obviously would never say in front of anyone, you know, and they kind of expect me to be cool with it. I'm not really an aggressive or outspoken guy, so I just stop talking to them and avoid them in the future. I've never really been very good about correcting people on their views. I just try to leave the situation. I don't think I've ever been discriminated against because I've been white. I lived in Tacoma for a couple of years. I got picked on a couple of times because I was, in the minority, in wherever I was, but it didn't seem to be that big of a deal. I was a little uncomfortable. My life is full of perks because of my race. From everything from like this going 15 over and not getting pulled over most of the time to not getting followed around a retail store. That's my dog. I have a dog. I can't do anything about that. The best thing about being my race is, the privilege. I mean, it's there in droves. I am given the benefit of the doubt because I speak like a college-educated white guy, which I am. But even before I had my college degree, which I got later in life, I was treated like I belonged to the upper middle class because of the way that I looked and that I spoke. The worst thing about being my race in general is probably the expectations of other white people. What do you mean you don't want a wall in between us and Mexico? Like, there are a lot of people who hold views that they think that I will be okay with just because of the way that I look. And it is often shouldered upon me, and I'm kind of looked down upon for having different views about the world. And I think that's silly. All right, thank you.